Hello ladies and gentlemen, once again this is Jeremy Smith. As you guys know, I try to bring you guys lots of videos about the Wi-Fi setup on a lot of different cameras. Now I realize that a lot of these cameras are very similar, however the thought occurred to me that there's enough of a difference between different cameras that I should probably talk about them all individually. It also occurred to me that if you are out there on the web and you're searching for how to set up the Wi-Fi on your camera, you may not necessarily realize that the setup on, say, a Nikon D750 is almost identical to a D750. So from here on out, I will be making videos about all the cameras specifically, and you'll notice that on my page I've made a playlist for Wi-Fi setup on all the different cameras. So if you're watching this video and you want to see more videos about the Wi-Fi setup, maybe you have more than one camera, definitely be sure to check out that playlist. Anyways though, today we're going to be talking about the Wi-Fi setup on the Nikon D750. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Taking a closer look at the Nikon D750, the first thing that you'll need to do whenever you get ready to set up your Wi-Fi is, of course, make sure the Wi-Fi is turned on the camera. I'm going to go ahead and go into the menu here. You can see that I've already previously navigated to it, but it's going to be located under the setup menu, which is the little icon of the wrench here. So you can see that I have that, I've gone down to that option and gone over. And the Wi-Fi is a ways down the list, but pretty self-explanatory there. We go ahead and we turn that on, as I've done here. Now, when we get to the smartphone side of things, the first thing you absolutely want to be sure that you're going to do is you want to go in and you want to have the smartphone find the camera first before you actually open the app. And to do this, you basically just go into your settings, and what's going to essentially happen here is the phone is going to see the camera as a Wi-Fi hotspot. So whenever I go into my settings here, and I go into my Wi-Fi, just like this, you'll notice that I actually see the Nikon camera listed here. And as soon as I do that, I'm going to go ahead and tap the camera. And now it's going to go ahead and connect to it. And then from here, I can go ahead and I can open up my Nikon wireless mobile utility app, just like this. And now that we have this open, this little icon up here in the top left corner will show the little wireless beacon symbol. If it's showing that symbol and then a circle and line through it, that means there's no connection. But as I mentioned, that's why you want to go ahead and make that connection first. At this point, it's very straightforward. We can go in here, we can take photos. And you can see I can actually go ahead and fire the camera remotely if I want to, which is pretty straightforward there. Now, whenever you have this turned on, or whenever you go into this by default rather, you're going to have things set up to where the download after shooting is turned on by default. So you saw that whenever I took that shot, you could see that it went ahead and downloaded it. If I wanted to turn this off, I can actually go ahead and do this. And a lot of times I recommend turning this off because it allows you to go back and browse the photos and select just the ones you want to send and not everything that's on the camera. So anyways, once we have that off, you can see that we can just fire a shot like that, and it just goes ahead and takes a shot, and then we can just review it later. You do have the option also in here to turn your self timer on. Pretty self-explanatory. If you're going to use this, like say for example you're taking a family group photo and you don't want to be staring at your phone whenever you press the button to fire it, you can go in there and you can turn on the self timer. So you can do this. You have enough time to put your phone down, and then about 2 seconds later it fires. So pretty cool there. We also can turn the live view on and off. So you can see I have the live view on. I can turn the live view off just as easily. And lastly, some people may prefer to actually take photographs using the camera as opposed to firing that, but they still want to have them show up on the camera. Obviously, in that type of scenario, it would make sense to turn on the download after shooting to have it automatically send over. But if you go over to camera, let's go ahead and do this. Let's turn on the download after shooting, and let's go ahead and tap camera, and I'll show you what happens. And actually, you can goes ahead and switches off the live view. So what this is going to enable me to do is, It's going to enable me to actually take some shots with my camera instead here. And as I'm doing this, they're actually going to be sent over to the smartphone. So there you have it. That's all that happens with that. Pretty straightforward here. If you want to go in and review the shots that we've taken, we can go back to this top menu, and we want to go up to where it says View Photos instead. And then we can go Pictures on D750. You can come down here to this bottom left-hand corner, and you can actually change the folder. So for example, if I wanted to go, let's say I could go to the D750 folder here. And you can see some terribly exposed pictures I just shot and some other things. So then we can, of course, select things here and we can download them. So say, for example, I go to select, I go to download. We can do original or recommended size. Just like that. Pretty straightforward, no big deal. If we go over here, we will now notice that the photographs I just selected, our photograph I just selected is now downloaded. So very straightforward. If you guys have questions, feel free to write me in the comments below. Tell me what other cameras you'd like to see the Wi-Fi setup on. And just, heck, tell me any questions or anything in general in the comments. I like to read you guys' feedback. Once again, don't forget to subscribe and share this video if you like it, all that fun stuff. You can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at PhotogJTheGreat. Until next time, this is Jeremy Smith, signing off.